Hey there, Greg Lewis, Orange Frog Photography. So you have a super tiny, teeny, small home studio and you have a new client who wants to do glamour shots. And in one session, she wants to do white background and black background and torso and head and do different lighting. And it's a lot. And she wants to keep it short because she doesn't want to spend a lot of money. What do? Let's talk about it. Here's what you do. So the other day, a client contacted me saying she wanted headshots. And I said, great. Do you know what headshots means? And she said, not really. So that's an opportunity for me to explain to you briefly, though this is not the topic of the video, that when people say headshots, you might want some clarification because headshots are generally speaking very plain, not plain, but they're very simple. You know, it's on a white background, a very even lighting on both sides, and it's all really about the head. You know, they just want to see expressions you can do, or they might have different shots, and it's something you would turn into a casting director or modeling agency in hopes of getting employment, and they would look at that and they could see generally what you look like, you, without a lot of makeup or hair or whatever, or fancy clothes. Anyway, after talking to this client some more, we realized what she really needs is more what I'd call glamour shots for a submission into a local pageant, the Mrs. Utah pageant, which is awesome. And she also went on to tell me that she wanted to do it on a white background and a black background, which is awesome. Because right here in my studio, I happen to have a white side and a black side that makes that very convenient. I don't even have to pull down any paper, and we're doing great. But she also described to me she wanted some, not just headshots, but kind of torso shots. She had a sash from her previous pageant she'd won. She wanted to show that. And so that becomes a little more challenging in that situation, but very doable. And we did it, and here's the shots we got. Okay, now I want to talk about how we shot these. I didn't want to do it while I had her here because she's a paying client. I didn't want to burden her with, oh, here's my model, blah, 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 and here's what we did, blah, blah, blah. So I thought I'd show you now after the fact how we took the shots, and let's do that right now. Okay, so first let's talk about the white side, or in this case, high key. Now, I have to, again, apologize. This room is horribly echoey, and I mean to put noise blankets up and stuff, and I never do, and what do you do? It's all hard surfaces. It's a photo studio. At any rate, also, she wants to be here, and if I don't hold her, she'll just scratch at the door or click, 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 click with her little two long nails on this wooden floor. So I'll hold her for a minute and see how that goes. Now, for the high key side, for the white side, the setup was very simple. You can see I have my key light up here, which is a 48-inch octobox, and an Alien B light up there, and it's on a swing arm, so I can go back and forth easily and I can adjust it. It's more or less right above the client, the subject. And then to give it some pop, I have this, I should say, silver reflector to make it more specular. And then the camera's right there, looking her right in the eyes. Now on the back here, you'll see over here I have a light, another Alien B, and it's just got, it doesn't have any modifier on it. And I've got that shooting the wall. Because to really get high key photography, to really get a white background, you mostly need to use a light. Because if you try to use this light to make it completely white, you'll blow out your subject, and you don't want to do that. So you have this shining on the wall, mainly just to make the wall white. Also, I used this reflector here to sort of move in and out so I could give a little pop and clarity to her hair. What could go wrong? Here's what could go wrong. if you overexpose this with this light, it's going to cause blowback. And I don't know how to describe that. It just looks like crap. So what I do is I use my handy dandy light meter. Use my handy dandy light meter, and I was shooting f8, so I expose this at f8, and I turn around and I expose this for one stop above that, or like about f9.5 or 10 or whatever it was, I don't remember. This is basically where the subject was standing. So the background should be about a stop above whatever your key light is when you're exposing the subject, and it should be nice, pure, clean white. And even if you have like a gray wall or light gray wall or neutral gray wall, you can still make that thing white. This in fact is a white wall, so it wasn't that hard to make it white. And over here, oh my gosh, you're getting heavy, dog. Oof. Okay. Over here we have a fan because she wanted her hair to blow. I've yet to actually make that work very well in the studio, but she wanted to try it. Her hair wasn't really conducive to blowing. I don't think she even picked for a final shot one of the shots we got with this thing going. But that's what this is here. I basically took a fan and some clamps and stuck it on a stand, and a la wind machine. So that's pretty cool. The only thing that's important again about this sort of thing is to make sure they kind of stay on their mark, because you want that hair light not to go up and get on her face too much. You might want to get a little bit of specular highlight on her cheek, but you don't want to get it blow out into her face. And also it's important to keep this really close and right in there, because this is the magic, as far as I'm concerned. The silver reflector bouncing back up in her face gives her that real kind of glamour look. And this is classic clamshell, by the way, classic. You know, key light above, you have a light down here and or a reflector, and I just use a reflector. So that's how we did the white side. Let's go look at the other side now. Okay. See, can you hear the little tick, 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 tick? It's my dog. Can you hear that? Just pick her up. Okay, now for the black side, you may look very familiar because it's almost exactly the same setup. Same clamshell lighting, same f8 exposure, same reflective silver reflector, it's just on a black background. Key difference is, instead of having a light to light up the background, which I didn't need or want, I use this light, the same light I used to light the background over there. I put a little modifier on it with a whoops, let's see, to focus it as a hair light. Just want to give her hair a little more punch in this situation, especially since she has dark hair and it's a dark background, so I want to make sure it really set apart from the background. Another thing I didn't mention about the other side and this side is when we were just doing headshots, this was all just like this, and actually very simple. And I think my camera was probably on 80 millimeters, I'm not sure, 50 to 80, somewhere in there. Then she wanted stuff that was more, torso and legs. In that case, we just had to move this back, and remember it's on a swinging arm, so it's pretty simple. I had to move this reflector back and tilt it down so as to kind of give us more light for her whole body, because I don't have strip lights, which would help a lot with that sort of thing, but I don't have them. So you just use what you have, right? Here's the thing about lighting, just take it one step at a time. Just think about your key light and how you want that to look. Then just think about your hair light and how that want to look. And think about what the reflector is going to give you. Is it going to give you specularity, or is it just going to fill in some of the shadows, or what's the look you're going for? And just take it one light at a time. Oh my God, this dog's heavy. Oh. And it's really not that hard. It's not hard to accomplish at all. And I have to say, there is some touch up on these shots, but they were accomplished right here, and you wouldn't know, looking at them, that we weren't in a large, fancy schmancy studio. I think that's it. Let's go back to my office. Come here, doggy. Oh, yes. So I just realized I'm wearing the same shirt as I was wearing in my last video. I've noticed I wear the same shirt in a lot of my videos. I have more than 3 shirts. I have upwards of 6 shirts. But I always wear the same as the ones in my videos. Anyway, moral of the story is you can do a lot. You can't do everything in your little teeny tiny home studio, but you can do a lot, and probably more than you're thinking you can. You just have to think it through. You just have to think exactly what you want, plan it out piece by piece, and just do it. you know, if somebody came to you and said, I want high key photography, or, you know, whatever, say, yeah, I'll do that, no problem. And then work it out. You've got to always push beyond your safety, beyond your comfort. You have to push beyond your comfort. That's really important. Now, so far as this job is concerned, I delivered about a bazillion shots to this young woman on Pixie Set, and she found about 10 that she liked, and that's the ones I went through and did light editing on most of them, a little heavier editing on others, because she's just a beautiful person. She didn't need a lot of skin or touching or anything like that. A couple things I needed to do though was in the torso shots, I had to take out like the baseboard where her legs were, because I just didn't have a seamless down. And flyaways, especially on a high key situation, the hair, the flyaways. I hate flyaways so much. Hate them. I hate them. I hate them. So most of the time I spent editing these photos or just working on flyaways, and I hate them. Anyway, and I delivered them to her, and she loves it. So anyway, even in a situation where you don't have a lot of resources and you don't have a lot of space, you can absolutely accomplish a lot. And that's kind of what I want to get across on this video. Okay, so if you have any comments or questions, snarky or otherwise, put them in the comments below. I always respond, and hope you have a great day and stay focused.